Hey guys, this is Donut over here. So today I'm gonna show you how to install this phenomenal game called Stalker Anomaly. So first of all things, you just come over here to this website, themoddb.com, and then you just type in Stalker Anomaly. You're gonna find the game over here. It should lead you to this page. Then you have all the information you need here. And then you just come over here, scroll down, you're gonna find the download button. Let's push it. Should lead you to this page over here. Then you're gonna click the download now. I'm just gonna skip ahead because I already have the game installed, so shouldn't be much problem. You just select the folder you want to put it and just gonna go for it. So this is after you unzip everything, you just install the game, and then you should have all these files over here. Alright, then you're gonna come here, you have the anomaly launcher. You can choose whatever type of DirectX, yes, the DirectX you have in your computer. In my case it's DirectX 11. Just select it, then you just go for to play this Stalker Anomaly game. Alright, this is the screen. Then you come here over here to settings. Here you have your settings for the game, which starts on visuals. Just select it, whatever type of resolution you wanna play with. On advanced you can choose graphic settings, the details. It all depends on how strong is your computer, so you just go whatever you wanna like. Some of the HUD options, very simple stuff as well. Here you have a few more different. You have a few player effects during the game that you want to have. So you have util usage animations. You can select if you want to see your character using a med kit or just drinking and eating. It's up to you. Keep in mind that this does affect your gameplay, because during a firefight, for example, if you choose to use a medkit, it will take at least 2 to 3 seconds to fully use it and recover your health. So it's up to you if you want to keep that option. Alright. You'll have the item swap animations, and then enhanced recoil for more realistic shooting. Also radiation, bleeding, and low health. This one especially, these two actually, they also will affect your gameplay in a very important matter, because the bleeding effect, your screen is just gonna be very full of blood every time you take a few shots, so it make it very hard to see what's going on. And also during the low health you'll be basically blinking red, so keep that in mind. And over here you have a few mask options, the breathing. So when you're using a helmet, it also will affect how much you can see during the game, and the rain and glass as well. It's up to you as well. You have the weather modifications. You can choose how will the cycle of the time inside the game. So, and especially during all the weather conditions over here, sunny and cloud and etc. You have the night options, and also you can choose the moon and all the other things. So here you have sounds, the controls to toggle crouch and walk and sprinting. So whatever you feel like it, just go ahead and change them. You can choose your keybinds over here. Alright, here we have a few more important ones, like the gameplay. So this one will actually change every time you change clothes. And also the display of your character will change on your portrait. You have hardcore AIM. This will make your game very hard. And you have the goodwill notifications. Will show you every time you complete few tasks for certain factions. You're gonna please them, or if you gonna displease another faction if you kill some of their comrades during the game. You can choose to delay the repair made by mechanics. You can take up to 1 day to repair something. And a few other ones that you can choose the amount of tasks that you have per NPC. It's up to you as well to decide. Here you have the stealth one, which makes the gameplay more interesting. To have silent kills, they don't always work properly um, during the game, but it's up to you if you want to use them. I use them. I find it quite fun to just sneak up on someone and use the knife or an axe, and then you can avoid a firefight. Sometimes the enemies will see you coming, even though you try to sneak perfectly. So it's not 100% that will work, but still fun to have. These ones I will show you a little bit later. You have the disguise system, which is every time you are away from everyone. Yeah, I mean literally everyone, even companions. You can just put an outfit of a faction, like let's say duty, and you just put your disguise, and you can just go and go inside a duty faction, and nobody's gonna care about you. No, nobody's gonna attack you or anything like that. You have fast travel over here. You can choose whatever you feel like it, and also backpack travel, fast travel. Alright, these ones are the most important options that you have in the game. You have the mutant population, stalker population. I like to keep things balanced, so you also have dynamic anomalies, which will affect how the anomalies work during the game. If you enable them, you're gonna have the anomalies changing all the time, so it's gonna make very hard to traverse during the game. This one is the best option. It makes the game very fun for me to keep it enabled, because this changes everything that happens in the game. All your actions will have a great effect. So if you kill, for example, I kill a duty member, freedom will start liking you, and so on. If you attack the military, the free stalkers and clear sky probably will like you more, and the military won't be so happy. And that's how you keep the game flowing. This keeps the game very fun and dynamic. I don't use this one particularly because this will reset any goodwill that you made with previous faction. So for example, if you're working for duty for a while and then you decide to do a few missions for freedom, you're gonna lose all the goodwill that you built with duty. It's up to you if you wanna play like that. I don't personally don't like it, so you decide. The helicopter patrols makes the game very fun, especially the military having the helicopters patrolling the zone. So I like it. I like it a lot. I recommend to use it. This is how you can choose the frequency of the missions and what happens to stalkers in the game, if they're gonna die or they're gonna turn to zombies and explode. So, and how you wanna be warned about it. Same thing with psi storms, and also makes the game very fun. The warfare mode, this one is a little bit more complicated. I'm gonna make it a separate video about it because it's a totally different game mode. So it's up to you to decide that. This is the news, everything that happens in the game during the game about you and other factions. So, and this is gonna show you the reports on everything that's going on in the zone. So if there are mutants attacking certain areas or certain factions are attacking each other, you're gonna have the news going on. Or if you do anything that you also do in the world, the other stalkers will report and they will give you your position, and that can make things very, 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 very dangerous. So always keep in mind and what you're doing, and always keep an eye on the news, which makes everything dynamic. And very basic here, there's quick save counts, auto saves in the language. Alright, so this is where you start your game. So first thing, you decide which type of game you're gonna play. If you wanna play the story game, which contains a lot of very interesting quests, so you can just go ahead and choose it. You have the Azazel mode, with every time you die, you can just take another stalker's body and their equipment. You're gonna lose the previous character forever, but you can keep on playing with different ones. The survival mode, which just makes things very, very, very hard. It's like a Call of Duty zombie, Black Ops zombie mode, when you have zombies attacking your base and everything. So just keep that in mind. You have accessible zone and the warfare. The warfare is the one I'm gonna show you in a different one. In Iron Man mode, where you basically have a few, you can choose how many lives you have over here. So depending on how much you have, you can either just die once and that's game over. And then you choose your faction over here, whatever you feel like it. About the factions and the equipment you start. Very simple. These are the gameplay settings that you have. So you can go over here and choose how much protection you have. I recommend you greatly, even if you are a veteran in Stalker, to go with the great, because this game is very, very, very hard. You have the bullet hit power, just keep it on 1, because otherwise you already can basically one shot people with headshots, so makes the game very balanced. This one doesn't make very much difference over here. Your stamina, the max carry rate is up to you. If you want to start bigger than 25 up to 50, you decide that. You also have water deprivation and sleep, which makes the game very dynamic, so I recommend you to use them. And you can make the air radioactive during daytime. This also, if you want to play it in a very, very hard game mode, you can go ahead and enable it. You can also keep the radiation playing from your Geiger counter only if you want to. Otherwise, the game will keep it. You just hear radiation coming even if you don't have the Geiger counter on you. The anomaly detector sound, which for me is also very important, because the anomalies are invisible basically, most of them, and you will die a lot even with this option on, because sometimes you're doing a firefight, you're trying to escape, you're trying to do something, you're just gonna bump into anomalies. So I highly recommend you to use it, to keep it on, to make you have a better fighting chance. Alright, and we also have the progression difficulties over here. You can choose the conditions for the items you pick up during the way when you loot from other enemies, so you can sell them. Is also how much you're gonna earn on goodwill from other factions every time you complete a mission, the money rewards, the repair costs, upgrades costs, the trade, and both selling and buying. the chances that you can loot better items from enemies, how much money you can loot from that enemies as well, how much stashes you can discover on the map, the weapon degradations over here, battery consumption, and etc. These other ones. Oh, this one is, I play without a limited amount of bolts because you're gonna need to find out the anomalies in the map all the time. So I recommend to play it off. Just disable this option. It's also up to you. And here, the type of loot you can have on the corpses. So you can have full. You're gonna pick very good items. In working conditions from the enemies. But I like to play a little bit more realistic, so I go with progressive. So in the beginning, you're gonna find very shit loot, very low ammo, and basically crap weapons. But as you progress, you're gonna find harder enemies, and you can loot better items from them. And that's it, guys. If you like, please leave a like if you enjoy, and keep it up. Keep on tuned because there will be more Stalker content coming. Thank you for watching.